There are some unwritten CSGO rules that most of the players know and respect. Don't take them all too seriously, but here are some things you should never really do in CSGO. Even if it's a competitive game, let's say you won 16-14 or even 19-17 in overtime, you either say good game or easy game. I have never seen anyone say, it was a hard game. And don't be the first one, always play it cool, always make it look like it was a walk in the park for you. Getting technical, you should never use high resolution when your FPS suffers. Lower your resolution and enjoy smoother gameplay as your performance improves a lot. It will most likely improve your stats too. In fact, most of the pro players use lower resolutions. Probably the best player currently playing with 1080p is Robs, but he is one of the rarest pieces anyways. You can't beat him, so don't be afraid of potato looking gameplay if it gives you more frags / more wins in the longer run. Never re-peek into an AWP, especially without the flash. If you know their deadly opper is in a position holding an angle, just don't try peek it because you'll most likely die. It would be a true jackpot if they really missed twice. Now, who are those guys who run into B, don't destroy vents for their teammates and squeeze themselves through the market window without destroying them? Be a gentleman for your teammates, make their way into window easier by breaking the vent early, never leave those breakable thingies untouched in a regular round unless you plan something very sneaky. Never buy overpriced skins. Today's video sponsor Skin Baron makes it easy for you to buy CSGO skins with much cheaper prices than on the Steam market. As you can see, difference is pretty remarkable. Obviously, you can also sell your skins on Skin Baron plus cash them out straight to your bank afterwards. That could lead to your first Lamborghini. Skin Baron is a very legit site backed with a proper company from Germany, and one of the owners of the site is a former B coach, Tao B. I guess that tells it all. Safe AF. Use my link down below as you would put a tiny piece of bread on my table and earn a virtual fist pump. Always keep quick switching your weapons, never stop it as it's just an awesome habit to have, plus makes you look a way better player than you actually are. It's stupid. Never talk in the warm-up, it's a gentleman's agreement. Everyone takes warming up seriously and usually don't answer to you. The real talk starts when the warm-up period ends. Don't you ever step after you fake defuse the bomb. Actually don't do any sounds except the sounds you can do at the same time when you're defusing, like scoping, etc. I have talked about this numerous times, but still see moments like that on a pretty high level. Although, as you could see, if enemy doesn't care about audio as well, they will still peek you. It's also not smart to run next to your teammate who is making a sneaky play, silently flanking the opponents from behind. Neither make any other sound that might ruin the move. Be polite and let team win by his awesome 007-like play. If you die, make sure to communicate the most important info, aka enemy's location first. Never start with your emotions or the way you died or how low the enemy is. Say the location first and you might add HP as it's useful to know it, but no one really wants to know how lucky an enemy was to win that duel against you, because we all know that if they killed you, they must be one of the best players in the CSGO because you are godlike. If you want to be a smart player and you are retaking a site where you have no info about the enemy's location, always smoke the bomb and try to tap it as early as possible. This puts a lot of pressure onto enemy side. Now they have to make a move. Never smoke one random gateway of the bomb side because you'll increase your winning chances more when smoking a bomb. Plus, if there's no smoke on the bomb, enemies could simply put the Molotov on it and you're screwed anyways. Never argue with a toxic guy, he's always better / smarter than you are. Please don't even question about that, it's a waste of time. Also, don't be AFK, aka away from keyboard. It sounds pretty obvious as you can't play the game while staying away from your keyboard, but some people tend to minimize the game when they die or do whatever things mid-game, so they are AFK in almost every round start by sometimes wasting their best spawn plus 3 to 5 seconds of the round start. It might sound harmless, but wasting the best spawn in crucial rounds is criminal and can easily lose you games. I know crosshair choice is a personal preference, but this T-shape is just bleh. If your teammate has gotten 4 quick kills, everyone knows that no one should steal the last one. Give them the room so they could try to ace it, because aces are cool. In the beginning of the round, when someone crouches and looks at you at the same way Jack looked at Rose in Titanic, or just shakes their head towards you, it usually means they would like to get a weapon drop from you. Never leave them without the drop. Keep the team chemistry up. If you have enough money, drop weapons to your teammates to win more rounds. Also, make sure you check the game situation before buying an AWP. Never buy it if your team already has 2 or more ops. It's a possibility that there's Device, Kenias and Guardian in your team, but the possibility is rather low, and even then you need more rifles to keep your lines balanced and have something to say against extra quick plays. By the way, if it's a B rush, don't stop, then never stop, even if they nade, even if you get full flashed, even if you need to go out first, you just don't stop, keep running and stick to the plan. You might die first, but you could have made enough extra room for the team to go out plus win the round. Next up, as a CT, choosing P2000 over USPS is just... When your teammate is clutching, you stay silent, don't talk during clutches because it might ruin their sound/decision making, just let them play. It's kind of an unwritten rule that people tend to misspell peek as a peek, and although everyone should get the idea, it hurts to see another Saivu PEAK tag in the game. Talking about name tags, there are some very creative/stylish ones out there, but if you are representing Ferrari peak tag with always dying first and 2 frags on the board, then you should really consider Fiat or something. You don't buy an auto sniper, it's another well-known unwritten rule that no one really buys an auto sniper, and if one team pulls it out, the other team is allowed to pull it out as well. That's just how it goes. When the warm-up ends, half ends or match ends, you never keep your weapons in your hands, everyone always drops them down. I guess it's just about giving your virtual hands a tiny bit of rest time. You should never watch this video that long while being unsubscribed, make sure you fix that. It's always a humorous sight when a guy has the fanciest skins but plays very poorly. I remember from my childhood, there were kids playing football, some of them had the best boots/gear possible, others had nothing but poor gear, and when the guy with poor gear beat everyone, it was stylish AF plus lesson learned for everyone. So don't you worry when you play CSGO with the very default skins, it's even cooler when you beat people like that. Never be jealous of other skins because after all, it's not about the gear, but about the person who uses it. Super general. Never flash your own teammates. It sounds obvious, but there are some flashes that your teammates would need to dodge to make them work perfectly. If you're playing pucks with random people in your team, try to avoid those flashes that your teammates would need to dodge because they may screw it up and complain. Instead, use flashes that can't blind them whatever they do. There are plenty of safe supportive flashes that you can use to help your team with pretty much 0 chances of team flashing them. You should never die after the round time ends as a terrorist, because if you don't die, you get 0 money on a lost round, but when you do die after the round ends, not only you get 0 money, but you'd also have no equipment for the next round. That's why you should either save your weapon in extra safe position where there's no chance for enemy to kill you in a couple of extra seconds after the round ends, or just go out and die within the round, then you won't risk with losing all your gear plus getting no money into a next round. It's weird to see people reloading their guns after shooting 2 bullets with it. You shouldn't reload when there's a chance someone peeks out at the exact same moment when you have wasted only a couple of bullets because you still have most of your magazine left. It's like taking a shower in the halftime of a ball game when you know you need to play in the second half as well. It's really useless, plus you risk with the fact you miss out on some action. Just don't touch the nuke squeaky door with your hands as it's dangerous and time consuming. Usually people need it to open it early. Depending on the map, never leave a bomb in your spawn. On some maps like Mirage, it could work out nicely as it's pretty standard to leave bomb at certain places when you're playing a default/map control round, but on maps like Train, don't leave it deep into spawn as it could cost you a round win when someone needs to run that long for the bomb. At least carry it out from the spawn, closer to your controlled area. If you perform really good in the warm-up/win the warm-up, you might struggle in actual game. I have never seen a warm-up warrior performing insanely good in the match itself. It's crazy, and surely there have been vice versa cases, but usually in my experience, the match is just more than pure fair aim duels. It's about team play/positioning and much more. Never cheat in the game. It's just boring, rather challenge yourself and others. When you execute into a bomb site, the bomb carrier never goes in first. There are 2 good reasons for that. If you see bomb site is stacked with enemies, there's a good chance first guy gets killed and loses the bomb into an enemy's control, and secondly, your opponent's gonna instantly see the bomb on their radar and therefore rotations will come in quicker, which could make it harder for you to win the round. Also, avoid complaining that someone is hacking. Just don't do it as it looks weak, and the majority of the times they are just better than you or having having a better day than you. It's completely fine. If you really feel that someone is hacking, make sure to report them. I also asked on my Twitter what are some things people should never do in CSGO, and Stiko striked with a good one. Second guess. Once you have decided in your mind to go for a certain peak at a certain time, just go for it. Don't hesitate, because after all, self-confidence is one of the key elements in CS. If you believe you can do it, you can do it. And lastly, you should never play with NadeKing.